Hey everybody, I'm going to do a quick little comparison here of a couple of tire dressings, tire coatings, whatever you want to call them. So a couple of weeks ago I ordered the Cerakote wheel coating, which is a new coating that they offered. I already made a short little video on that. They were doing a promo at the time where you got this tire coating for free, and even though I've tried several of Cerakote's products, this is not one that I had tried, so I was glad to get it for free, and I'm glad to try it out and kind of give you my opinion. I've tried lots of different tire shines and coatings and stuff over the years. It amazes me how many companies are still making the bright, shiny, slick, oil slick on your tire, looking products. I have never liked those, and I've never really thought that they improved the look of a tire. If you gave me a choice between just a clean tire and something super, super slimy and shiny like that, I'd pick an undressed clean tire any day of the week. So today we're looking at two tire dressings that are not that way, right? Like they're not super shiny and slick. So this Mothers VLR is one that I've been using for quite a while. It's really affordable. I think at places like AutoZone and stuff, this bottle, this 24 ounce bottle, is probably going to run you 10 or 12 bucks. On Amazon, and Walmart and places like that, you can get it for 9 or 10. I think I've even gotten it as low as 8. Really versatile product. I like it on rubber floor mats. Let me show you real quick what it does on a tire. Move that out of the way. So I left this bottom section down here untreated. I'm trying to get a good angle there. So that's what the tire looks like, just clean. I washed the car last night, let the tires dry overnight. So we're moving into the section treated with the Mothers VLR. So you can see, if you get up really close, it has a very slight sheen to it. But I just really like the look of it. Like I said, I've tried several, and this is just the one I keep coming back to. It's very cost effective. It's easy to apply. It doesn't leave the tire super sticky or anything like that. I don't know. I've just been really happy with it. This is the applicator that I normally use to apply it, but honestly, it's a little big for this tire. This Cerakote here, which we'll look at in a second, came with this skinny little foam applicator, and I actually really liked it. I think that if I get anything out of this product, it's this applicator right here. I'm gonna have to go buy some more of these. I really liked how easy it was to apply the coating to this low profile tire here. So let's look at the Cerakote. Moving it out of the way real quick. All right, so on the right side here is the Cerakote, so you can see the difference between the untreated and the treated. Right, it definitely gives it a darker black look. Little bit more of a shine than the Mothers, but it's not to the point where I don't like it. Right, I still think it has a nice look. It's just a little bit more of a shiny surface, but I think it looks good. It is a level of shine that I could tolerate for sure. I think that right there is probably the most obvious difference as far as what it's doing to the tire. Now, a lot of these things, a lot of these products promise that they're gonna, bond to the tire and last a long time. I've never found that to be true. Maybe it's true if you never drive anywhere, but your tires get hot. Whether you drive like a grandma or whether you drive like a F1 driver, right? Your tires build up a lot of heat, right? Like that's just physics, and I just don't think there's a product that really exists that can hold up long term to heating up and cooling down and heating up and cooling down, and all the other stresses, right, that we put on our tires, driving through puddles, whatever chemicals and stuff are on the road. So it's asking a lot, to expect these to last a while. If you want to apply a tire dressing, you're just going to have to, get in the mindset that, you wash your car, you scrub the tire, you get off what was left behind from the previous application, and you apply a new one again, right? Something that I've observed, make sure that tire is really dry, right? If you want your tire dressing to last a bit longer, make sure that tire is super dry. What I like to do is I wash my car in the evening, I dry the car, right? And then I let it sit overnight, and then I apply my tire, dressing the next day. I found that, even if the car is, towel dry, right? Like there's still probably a little bit of moisture in the pores of that rubber. And so, when you're applying a tire dressing over it, right, that's going to compromise the longevity of the tire dressing. So I let my car, air dry overnight, and then I apply the tire dressing the next day. And that is how I've gotten the most longevity from these types of products. But again, you're talking about a couple of weeks at most. CarPro Dark Side is a popular one. I do have some of that. I like the way that it looks. It does tend to last longer, 3 weeks, maybe a month, depending on how much you drive. But it's a lot more difficult to apply. Like, it is really thick and gummy, it's like a sticky gel, and so you really got to work it into the tire. Is it worth it for the longevity? For some people, yes. For some people, no. I'm kind of in that no category. This stuff, the Mothers guys, I can apply this to the entire tire in like 30 seconds, if that. I literally just go, I squirt a little onto this foam applicator. I go twice around the tire, and I walk away, and that's it. And it always turns out perfectly, right? So ease of use wise, I like the Mothers. The Cerakote was not much more difficult to use. It leaves like a little film on the surface that takes a little while to cure. So you may want to wait a little while before you drive away. But as far as application goes, pretty simple. I like the results. Again, one more shot. There's the Mothers. There's untreated. There is the Cerakote. So anyway, hope this was useful. I think these are both good products. Both priced pretty fairly, in my opinion. Obviously, the Cerakote is a pretty small bottle. Mothers here is the king of value. 24 ounces for $8, $9, $10. Try it out. Let me know if there's any other tire products that you really like that you would like to see me test against these.